So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to download data. So the first thing you want to do is click your download button, and this will open up a new window. From this window you can navigate to any part of the map anywhere in the world. So I just have an area pre-selected already, so all you simply do is left click and just draw a grid square over what you want to download. Once you've drawn your square, simply hit the download button and the data will be downloaded from the OSM server. And there we go. So the next thing you need to do is turn on the background imagery layer. So how you complete that is you go to imagery and you select Bing imagery. So you'll now see you have a data layer and the Bing imagery layer over here. So how you move around the map next, you right click and drag to move the map around. So simply right click and drag. And to zoom in and out, you can either use the plus and minus signs on your keyboard. So plus will zoom you in, minus will zoom you out. Or you can use the scroll wheel on your mouse if you're using a mouse. So that will complete the same thing. Next I'm going to show you how to do some basic editing. So first off, we can see we have a village here, and there's nothing connecting this village to the major road network, but we can see here that there are footpaths or paths that have been worn basically by people walking, and we can see another one across here and another one coming down here. So what we will do is we will join these to the road, and how you complete that is you simply press A to add, and we will start here and simply trace along the line of these footpaths. And join it to the road. So make sure when you're trying to join something, you can see how a small little icon comes up beside the cursor showing an arrow joining onto another piece. So make sure that that comes up and then click again, and you can now see these are joined together. Once you're finished, simply press S to turn off the add mode and go into select mode. And next you want to tag this as a footpath, so you click over here for add, and we're going to tag it as highway footway, and that's it. Also on your toolbar you will have an option. I'll add it up here now just so as I can illustrate for you. I'll add it to the end here. So you can see this option here you will have on your toolbar. If you simply click that, you will see you will have a load of different options here for different types of roadways and highways. So this is also useful for when you're tagging other routes that are used for transport. So I'm going to add the remaining footways here. So I'm simply going to click A and follow the route of them. Okay, here. And another one that comes down here. So these two intersect, so I click onto it so that they cross each other. Until I join up with my road. So now I have two features here I need to tag, but I've only selected one of them. So if I press S, I'm only selecting one feature at a time. But to be more efficient, what I want to do is I want to select both and just do tagging once. So how you can do that is you hold down the control key and click on both features. So now you can see I've selected both. So now I'm just going to click add, and I already have highway footway here, so I'm just going to double click on that, and there we go. These are now tagged. So that's how you do a linear feature. So a linear feature, you press A and you simply click to follow the route that you want to go. If you want to add a single point, so for example here we have a tree, so I just want to add one single point, I press A and then I double click and I'm left with a single point here, and I can then tag that as natural tree, and you can then see the icon there for tree. To assist tagging or marking features very quickly, if you have a feature like this, for example a tree, you can press S to select and click onto it, then hold down Control and press C, and then wherever you see other trees, hold down Control, move your cursor over the tree, and then press V, like this. So what's happening here is I copied this tree and I'm simply pasting it into other locations for all my other trees. So just to repeat, press S to select, then click on what you want to copy, hold down Control and press C. That has now copied this item into your clipboard, and then where you want to place it, you move your cursor to that location, hold down Control and press V. So you can see now it makes it very, very quick to add trees or any other features. So the next thing we're going to do in this village is we're going to add the buildings. So we'll start with this building here, and you already installed a plugin called Buildings plugin, which is this icon here. So how you access it is you can click over here or simply press B, and you'll see your cursor has changed to a crosshair with a small building beside it. Next you want to click on 3 points on the building, so 1, 2, 3, and it draws a building for you. So it draws a simple square shape, but as well as that it adds the tagging. Now the tagging I have set up here is saying this is a house, but because I'm doing this from satellite imagery, I cannot say for definite that this is a house. So how I can edit this information is I can go to data and select down here set building size, or you can use Control, Alt and B. A small window will open up and you can click advanced, and this gives you access to the tags that are being applied by this plugin. To edit these tags, simply click on the one you want to edit and type in the information you want, and then simply click OK and OK again. So if I now delete this building and redo it again and press S to select, you'll now see it simply says building yes. So now I'm going to show you how to map a building that is not a simple four-sided building. So we'll use this building here as an example. So again, I'm going to press B to map the building. I'm going to go to this point here. So that gives me this section of the building, but I still have to do this section here. What you want to do next is you press X and you'll see a small little angle appearing by your cursor, and this allows you to extrude part of your building. How you do this is where you want to extrude. So for example, I want to pull out this piece, but I don't want to pull out here. So I'm just going to double click here and add a single node, and then I'm going to click and hold. So left click and hold on this side and simply drag it out. So that's how I get my extra shape into the building. This building here has been previously mapped by somebody else, however it's located incorrectly, and it's also the wrong size. So how I'm going to correct this is, first off, I'm going to orientate it correctly so that this side here lines up to this side of the building. So I'm going to press S to select the building, then hold down Control and Shift, and you'll see two arrows appear. And what this does is it allows you to rotate a feature. So with that, I can line these up correctly and then simply move this building into position. Now I can see that this building is too large, so I'm going to press X for extrude, and I'm simply going to click on this side and drag it back into place. Now, what can sometimes happen is you can be left with a lone node sticking out like this. So how you fix that is you press S to select, click on this node, and simply delete. So now you're left with the correct size building in the correct location. The next thing I'm going to show is how you map huts or mojoro. So this is done very simply by adding 3 points. So essentially you're drawing an L shape. So you press A first, and you start on the outside edge, anywhere on the outside edge. You click once, you go to the outside edge again, and you go to the outside edge again. Then you press S to go into select mode so that you're no longer drawing. So you see your cursor is now free. And then hold down Shift and press O, and it creates a circle. So that's based off of your 3 points that you just drew. So the next thing we need to do is actually tag this. So we click Add, and we'll add building hut, or alternatively you can add building mojoro. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to show you, you can see here there's a road going up here. However, the data that we have for this road is not aligned correctly. So we're going to align this correctly to the middle of the road. So how you complete this is you press W, and if I come to here, you can see, if I turn off my imagery layer, you can see there are now 2 dashed lines coming out from my cursor, and in between those dashed lines there's a single node selected. So what that means is I can simply just click to move that cursor that's selected, or to move that point that's selected, and I can move it to place it wherever I need to place it. If I need to add additional points, so for example if I wanted to round off a corner between these 2 nodes, I simply hold down Control, and you'll see my line now has changed to a solid line. And once I'm holding down Control, simply click and add more nodes. If you'd like to remove some nodes, hold down the Alt key, so that's ALT, and again you will see single nodes selected in between lines. So all you do is while you have the Alt key pressed, you simply click and it will remove excess nodes. So now I'm going to realign this road using this tool. So I'm going to start at this point here. I'm going to hold down Control to add some more nodes. Then I'm going to lift my finger off Control to move this node back into place, and hold down Control again just to add some more nodes. So this allows you to very rapidly realign any misaligned features. and I'll leave that there. So you can see now this road is much more, or the data much more accurately represents what's there in reality on the ground. So you can see the two are both aligned correctly. Next I'm going to show you how to deal with waterways and roads and where they intersect. So this first example is a stream coming down a hill and it's traveling underneath the road. So there isn't a bridge there, there's essentially a tunnel going underneath the road that is solely for the stream. So how you map that is first you select the stream and you need to add 2 points. So you want to add a point here and you also want to add a point here. So this would equate to the length of the tunnel or culvert. So you press A and double click and press A and double click again. So you now have 2 nodes. So next you press S, you have one node selected, hold down Control, select the other node, so you now have both nodes selected, and hit P to split. So you'll see it highlights the stream for you, and what has happened now is you now have 3 separate pieces for your stream. So what we're going to do next is we're going to select the piece in the middle and we're going to tag it as a culvert. So if you look up on your toolbar, you should see a bridge, a tunnel and a culvert all beside each other. So simply click on culvert and you'll see now it's added layer -1, which means it's traveling underneath the road, tunnel, culvert and waterway stream. So that's how you deal with streams that travel through a tunnel or a culvert underneath the road. So next we're going to look at where you have a bridge over a water feature. So in this case I have a river here. So what you do is essentially the exact same thing. You're going to split, but this time you're splitting the road because your road is the feature that has changed. Your river is still just flowing normally. It hasn't been diverted in any way to bypass the road. So in this case your road has been changed to avoid the river. So again, you go to where your bridge starts and ends. So you select a node here and you select a node here, or create nodes if none exist. So once you have both nodes selected, by holding Control and clicking on them, again press P, and as you can see we now have 3 pieces of road. So what you want to do is click on the middle piece and come up to your one-click settings again and look for the one for bridge and click on that. And what you'll see now is you'll see bridge, yes, layer +1. So that means the bridge is above the water. So the final example I'm going to show you, unfortunately I can't find a real world example. I'm going to just create a mock-up version here. What I'm going to show you is where a road and a stream cross, but the stream actually flows across the surface of the road rather than a bridge over the stream or a culvert under the road for the stream. So to do that, I'm just going to very quickly draw a stream, and also I'm going to just draw a quick road here. So where this stream flows across the surface of this road, what you do is simply press A and go to the point where both cross and just double click to add a single point. So what you've done here is you've joined both together to say that both are on the same level. Once you've done that, go to your car presets, or sorry, actually under your highway presets, and go to the very bottom option, so it's Ford, and just click apply preset, and you'll see then there's a small icon there for a car. Okay, and that's how you handle all 3 instances of where waterways and roads cross each other.